What up, guys? NanMan here, and we're back with another StarCraft 2 replay. So we're getting back into the whole coverage thing and casting thing, and we figured what better time to start doing that than right now, right? So we got to see at least a little bit of TVZ last time. If you guys missed that episode, check that out. And we're going to be jumping into a PVZ this time around. So let's get intros started up here. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner, we've got our red Protoss player playing for Team Liquid. He's known as Liquid Mana. And his opponent, cross spawn, of course, our only other spawn location on this two-player map, known as Blackpink. It is our blue Zerg player, known as Serral. Now, these are two European powerhouses battling it out here. Some of the players that I've been trying to pick for our series have been players that were in the scene back in 2015 when I stopped commentating, just so players that might jump back into it with me look at them and go, oh, I know that name, I know that player, they're still playing, that's cool. So things are a little bit different from the Protoss perspective since the most recent patch for anybody playing along at home. So, part of that is that Mothership Core no longer exists. We said we don't need that. Bye-bye. We don't, we've done away with it. We don't need that guy in there. So they've gotten rid of it. They've added the shield battery back into the game. So things are a little bit different with the openers for Protoss now and how you do it. So what's probably going to be the likely thing opening up for most Protoss players is this expansion into some adept pressure there, which, of course, the adept is our new range gateway unit for Legacy of the Void. If you guys aren't familiar, it's just kind of the normal stuff. So we do have mana just kind of being annoying here with the probe. This is kind of to be expected. Try to harass the minerals as much as you can. Wait until at least spawning pool pops out, queen pops out, and then try to get out of there. Now he does see, okay, at least things are up and running over here. Hasn't seen a third, didn't need to worry about sticking around for the third. He'd rather come back, get those minerals. So, and here we go. We got our first up on the way. So, also getting that warp gate technology, kind of the normal stuff. So, Stargate, again, very common PVZ openings from players. And what's nice is that you do have the options on how you want to open up once you go Stargate. Do you want to go for the Oracle? Do you want to go for the Phoenix? Like, both are really good harassing units. So, and we do see the Shade coming on out for the Adept. And this is what's nice about the Adepts is they're so quick about moving across the map. They can do this Shade move here and kind of zip across, get into a better position, and be ready to start attacking. So, and Serral, of course, does know that that is here. He does have a couple lings, does have the queen, and does get the cancel off, so nice job. And this is kind of a, let's poke in, let's get a scout, and he can cancel this. He doesn't have to shade in if he doesn't want to, and yeah, you see he says, no, I don't need to. But that could force out some extra, damage that way, or extra units from Serral saying, hey, you better be careful about this. But we did see the Pneumatize and Metabolic Boost finishing up here, so Overlords are able to move a little bit faster. They got in, but hey, guess what? Phoenix is already out and going to start picking apart that Overlord. The rest of the Overlords, though, will slowly start making their way back on over. And I love this path here. You see, he's basically saying, you know what, maybe I'll try to get this guy over and get a better glimpse of things. Robotics Facility is the follow-up. All the gas being taken here for mana on the other side. For Serral, he's just kind of droning up, making sure he's got Spore Crawlers in each of his bases. And this is kind of that big influx period for Serral to feel comfortable. He knows, hey, you're playing this kind of defensive harassment strategy. I don't have to worry about things. I can take my time, drone up for a little bit, get into the lair tech, go into some Hydras, things like that if I chose. And we see everything's getting scouted. Serral sweeps in here, does see the Twilight Council, does see the robotics, and sees, alright, things are looking pretty good. Everything's looking pretty standard. In the meantime, Oracle did get to zip on over here, was able to get detection, get some idea what's going on.
The firstborn shall persevere.
Oh my gosh, firstborn should persevere, guys. But this is nice little harassment stuff. I don't know if he saw the additional gates. Not yet, but so that is an assumption, is that he will be adding additional units very soon. Adam's, of course, helping to take the third Nexus here. And this is, again, both players just kind of sitting back, right? They're saying, hey, we don't have to do too crazy stuff. Mana's going to be relying on that harassment. Serral's going to say, you know what? I can drone pretty heavily at this point. I don't have to worry too much. You know, I'll get my Hydralisk down when I want to. I can try to get over there and deny your third base, apply some pressure. In the meantime, we did see that Twilight Council finish up, so he can be able to get this Archon harassment, which is a nice trick that people are starting to do now for PvZ, because, you know, they do so much extra damage to that biological. It just works out really well, especially if your opponent is like mainly on Ling Tech. You can get in and deal a lot of damage. And so yeah, he'll come in immediately and start zapping away, targeting the Queen initially, and then gets in to start dealing some damage to the drones. Nice little warp in, and if you're only against Lings, there's not much that he can do about this. Don't forget, the Warp Prism does have that kind of range pickup, so we can start picking up those units from a distance too. And yeah, so Lings are going to be over here again, just kind of juggling those as much as he can, but not much damage is getting done. Only 2 drones do get killed off there, so not much. Again, the Oracle does try to sneak in there, doesn't really get much done. Does say, hey, guess what? You're not going to do anything. We're gonna stasis you, make you sit there for a little bit. And Overseer is gonna get in. Here's our shield battery, kind of hanging out to help protect that base if need be. Does get that extra knowledge about the additional gateways coming down. So he does get some good intel about what he's facing down. He has, oh, actually he did get to see it.
Swarm forces under attack.
Oh no. So he knows there's a robotics bay, knows it will be going into Colossus. We also see charge coming down, +1 attack. So, you know, Mana's going all across the tech tree. His initial Stargate stuff was basically just, I'm going to deny you, I'll get an Oracle for harassment, I'll get a Phoenix if I need to, and now he's going to say, we're going to do this Warp Prism harassment stuff again. Oh, nope, you don't get any additional knowledge. In the meantime, we are seeing additional Hydralisks get produced. We see, of course, our Baneling speed coming out, +1 missile attack coming out, so he's really saying, you know what, I'll take my additional base. I'll be ready to kind of defend your next push. And Overseer from Mana does get the knowledge that, okay, there is a 4th, at least with the path the drones are taking. Ling's still trying to poke up here, see if they can find anywhere that they can be able to do some damage. And they do get the confirmation that it is going to be Colossus tech. So that does change things. And then, boom. Spire immediately gets thrown down because he knows, okay, if you're going for Colossus, and we do see Colossus getting their increased range coming out now, if you are going Colossus, I don't have to worry about too much more Stargate tech. Yeah, you do have that Phoenix, but with my Hydralisk there, I'm okay. And, you know, that's kind of Mana's plan there. He was like, you know what, if I can go this route, I can sit here and be in a good position. And again, another stasis, but really nice play for Serral saying, nope, 1 drone stasis, that's fine. But Mana was saying, I can basically set myself up that I'm going to push you down a path. You have to be trying to go Hydralisk in case I go heavy Stargate play, but really I'm going to be going Colossus, so you're going to be getting these light units that will just get torn apart by them. And
Our pylon is under attack.
Double attack coming out here. So we do see a push coming over on the left-hand side, trying to draw his attention elsewhere. In the meantime, we do see Hydralisk and Lings poking up, but the nice split here doesn't allow any major damage coming down here. So says, nope, go away. You know, I'm not going to deal with you for now. Has the Spire been spotted? No. So, Mana does not know that that is there, but Serral doing the right thing of basically opening up as many paths as he can. He's still doing a really good job with his creep spread. I mean, we can look at his vision of the map. Like, he has really good idea of what's going on here, but, you know, Mana's doing what he can with this sort of, with this mass harassment stuff. Oh, my. Okay, he did notice that. And yeah, that is a nice pickup there. one adept tries to jump out, does not get to make that happen. So this Oracle here is just kind of delay, right? I'm going to delay your mining a little bit here. So +2 missile attack, almost finishing up. So very nice timing coming out here for Serral to try to make something happen. Again, he's going to be poking in, seeing if there's any angle that he can make something work. Not really from this sort of path. Like, he can go in and try to snipe this, but he's got to be careful. Ooh, getting the Oracle almost there. Very nice. And yeah, so he's got a good position here, spread himself out, but as the Colossus come up, there's a lot of Archons sitting here with this, and it's going to be quite tough to be able to battle through this. We do see, of course, Corruptors coming in. Their whole job here is to get rid of the Colossus. And yeah, going to start targeting some. Lings poking up one at a time, just basically saying, hey, you know what, I can poke at this. Got Hydralisk sitting here. I'm set up in a really good spot here. And yeah, Colossus zoning out on the right-hand side. Archons, there's too many. Not much that Serral can do here. But this is basically saying, let me get my next base up. Let me be in a better position here. Oh, decent force fields. Colossus able to start slicing and dicing. But, you know, next wave of Zealots coming in. Again, he's sitting in a good spot, but armies are starting to dwindle a little bit here, right? So there's 30 Hydralisk out sitting here, but you're facing down 7 Archons. That's a lot of Archons to have to deal with. The Corruptors aren't that big of a deal right now. They have been helping with their range, but the amount of Corruptors out are going to make things a little bit more difficult. But we do see Storm is getting research finally, so that will help things out here. So in the meantime, we got a next push poking up at that third base there. Fourth base, though, going to start taking some hits. So he's doing this double-pronged pressure here, basically saying, hey, one of these is going to cause you to lose some focus for a little bit. You're going to lose something. And yeah, a couple of Zealots going to get taken out here. Not that big of a deal. That's just mineral-wise. But this is nice. The Oracle, you know, getting an idea where the Corruptors were, so he kind of gets a good idea of what was happening. And yep, there it goes again. So he knows, okay, I at least have vision of what you're doing. But behind all this, we're going to be having lurkers, guys. So that is a really nice addition. Something that you do see in this sort of PvZ matchup is a good way, if your opponent is going this heavy kind of ball of units, getting clumped up, these gateway units, you have a way to deal with it. You've got the Corruptors here. They're going to start targeting out, and it's all going to be about this position here. And oh no, Colossus stuck out of the way of the fight. The other ones are going to get picked off quickly. Not too bad of a storm, but the Lurkers still able to start picking off some of those Archons. And yeah, we see some of them low. There goes the last Colossus. None left in here. At the same time, Hydralisk swooped in, are starting to take out this base. They are targeting it, but guess what? There is charge. It's going to help out a little bit against those Hydras, but not when they have the Lurker backup, which does make a big difference. That splash damage. Decent storm coming down right on top of those Lurkers. That does help a bit. Now, he does not have any vision right there to help him yet. Like, that Observer is nice, but that can get sniped off. And there, fourth base does get taken out. Lings pushing their way forward. Hydralisk doing some nice damage. They have, of course, they're +2 already there, so that does help them when they are the damage dealers in this army. Another Archon does get picked off here, and these probes are going to be picked apart easily here. All the Lings are having a field day with the amount of extra kills they get. Oh, High Templar are going to be going down. And, ooh, swinging up over here to the third base. Not looking good at this point for Mana. The harassment was helping out, doing a good job. 16 probes have been killed so far, and this is not done and over with. One Colossus is there, but hey, if you don't have anything left, you're going to have to tap out. GG is called. Serral takes the victory over Mana here. So again, Mana was doing a really good job with this sort of harassment strategy, saying, hey, I'll poke up. I'll sit here with my Warp Prism. I'll drop in a little bit with some Archon harassment. Here's a couple of Zealots. But every time that he tried to poke up with some sort of harassment stuff, Serral just denied it. Like, he was ready for the stuff that he was doing. He lost some vision early on because of the Stargate tech going, here's a Phoenix, here's an Oracle. I'll get out there, get on the map, see what's going on. And Serral was like, okay, I'll wait. I'll drone up because clearly you're teching up heavily, so I can get away with droning up. and you can't do anything to pressure me. You might poke up here and there, but I'm not worried. You don't have a big push behind this. You're busy teching across the board. And he'd sneak in those overlords just to make sure that he could do that, keeping those alive enough out of range. He researched that speed for overlords so he could zip in and out and say, yeah, you might kill some of them, but I'm going to get the knowledge that I need to know whether or not that I can get away with this. And it just sort of allowed Serral to creep up the whole map. Like, the creep had made it over to the 4th base by that point. Like, or 5th base, you know, 4th, 5th base, right around that period there for mana. And he's in a tough spot where mana couldn't really move out because of the amount of lings that were running around. He knew there was Hydullus. He was basically just kind of building up a really powerful army, but he never was the one that was the aggressor. He was never like, I need to go out and start killing creep, right? And it allowed Serral to go, well, okay, I see Colossus. All right, I'm going to keep poking up, making it seem like I might attack your 3rd. Oh, nope, just what? I'm going to attack your 4th, and like just poke some prods to make mana feel really scared and have to defend, and that let him tech up behind it and go, all right, Colossus, here's my Corruptors. Okay, you still are grouping up a lot more gateway units. Guess what? We're going to go for Lurkers now. And so it just let him dictate the game and be reactionary to what mana got to do. And he sat there with his vision, sat there defending really well, and it showed in that match there. So hope you guys like this video of kind of getting back into the StarCraft 2 casting. Still relearning some of the Legacy of the Void strats and things like that, but let me know if you guys have any tips, suggestions on players you'd like to see for these sort of video series that I'm going to start doing for more StarCraft 2 casting. Of course, hit the subscribe, follows, all that kind of good stuff. Again, StarCraft videos are going to be coming up at the beginning of the week. The Magic videos are going to be coming up at the end of the week, and we'll still be doing that split. Modern Magic Monday is still going to be a thing, but hopefully going to start doing more StarCraft 2 stuff over the next couple of weeks and months. So thanks so much for tuning in and watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next game.